Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch. Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
People even calling me, asking me about him. You know, and I don't know him from a can of paint. He even mentioned my name, saying that I know. I know what I know. I don't know what he knows. But I do know this, that...
Let's discuss the shocking situation unfolding in the streets. This isn't your usual South Loot drama. It's about Jay-Z, the iconic figure known for his calm demeanor, now openly seeking help in public. It's a startling sight to see someone so composed suddenly unravel. Imagine Superman without his cape. The streets are buzzing, caught off guard by this unexpected turn. The big question is Jay-Z simply a hip-hop mogul and band's partner at one moment, or has he transformed into a vulnerable man in need? What lies beneath those designer shades that could push him to such a breaking point? We're about to dig deep into this unfolding story, because there's definitely more beneath the surface.
And it seems to make a lot of people upset, you know, but then a lot of people love my opinion. That's why you bring me on here. And I really appreciate that, brother. I just want to say this before we get started, Art, is that, you know, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. You know, a black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, you know, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an asshole. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you know, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bruh, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that, because back then, he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years has changed.
Let's spill some more of this hot tea. Jay-Z's current situation hints at deeper issues. The streets are whispering that this isn't just a momentary setback. There's a lot more going on beneath the surface. First off, we have to consider Jay's roots in the Marcy projects. That kind of background can leave lasting scars. And even with his success, those experiences don't just vanish. The music industry is full of pressure to stay relevant, and rumors about trouble in paradise with Beyonce have been swirling for years. I'm not saying everything is true, but where there's smoke, there's often fire. Jay has been fighting to maintain his status for decades, and that kind of pressure can weigh heavily on anyone. Plus, we can't forget about the drama from the past, like that infamous elevator incident with Solange. It was just a glimpse into the complexities of his life.
Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing different. He lined up D-Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it.
Let's dive into what it means to be married to royalty, specifically Queen Bee. Sure, it must be incredible, but it also comes with immense pressure. How do you even keep up? Then there's the family dynamic. Just think about the challenge of being Beyoncé's husband. For someone like Jay-Z, managing 3 kids while running an empire is no easy feat. Blue Ivy is growing up fast, and the twins are still little. The music industry doesn't exactly prioritize mental health. It thrives on the tough persona. Musicians are expected to be invincible, but at the end of the day, they're just people, and people can break. So when we see Jay-Z reaching out for help, it could be a sign that he's been carrying too much. The weight of his past, present, and uncertain future may all be crashing down at once.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go, nowhere. Which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce, and I say that women do have
that country album, and any of you that buy that shit stupid as shit.
You don't give it no
trap
credit.
music with goddamn a holster and a head.
The streets suggest this breakdown might actually be a breakthrough. Maybe it's time for Jay-Z to confront his challenges. After all, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you can start to rise again. So what's really behind those designer shades? There's a lot of pressure, heartache, and likely some hidden struggles we're not yet aware of. One thing's for sure, this isn't the end of Jay-Z's journey. It's just the beginning of a new chapter. And you can bet we'll be here for all the juicy details as they unfold.
I don't know. Tammy Wynette. Classic. Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that hell. Remake that. Stand by that. That's a real country hit. Jolene, nice. But it has a ring to it. Stand by your man. Yeah. Whoops. And disrespects you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
All right, well, let's do it like
who was
this.
actually carrying his baby while you was faking it. Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you and put it in everybody else? Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
that
it.
That belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
And half of which dumbass bitch.
So, you know, it's funny that it's crazy you say these things.
Why don't nobody want to accept that bitch?
I think
she went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. No snacking on his bitch. Killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington. Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started.
It's quite the spectacle, especially since this is just the beginning. You won't believe the chaos that erupted following Jay-Z's emotional breakdown. The buzz is everywhere, and the streets are buzzing. It feels like everyone is glued to C's tearful moments. The moment that video went viral, it ignited a wildfire of reactions. Instagram and Twitter exploded, and even TikTok struggled to keep up with the overwhelming flood of responses. Some viewers were taken aback, questioning the authenticity of it all. Others expressed concern for Jake, suggesting he might need professional help, while a few skeptics dismissed it as a mere publicity stunt. The internet, as always, never rests, and this juicy drama kept many awake for nights on end. Interestingly, it wasn't just the fans weighing in. Fellow celebrities also stepped up, sharing their support for Jay-Z, Diddy, and Rihanna, among others, took to social media to post encouraging messages, adding to the whirlwind of emotions surrounding the situation.
Did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within the week?
No, the next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So, Let me ask you.
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's that right there. We're gonna talk about the episode, but for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys
And get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody up just so he couldn't have a good night. You, Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. Don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Cause you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her.
In a surprising turn, Kentucky, known for its complicated dynamics, tweeted something supportive, as if the entire music industry united to rally behind Jay-Z. One would expect Jay-Z's team to capitalize on this moment, issuing statements left and right to steer the narrative. Instead, when they finally did respond, it was vague references to needing personal time and asking for privacy. But let's be real, we all want the juicy details. Now let's consider the impact on Jay-Z's reputation. We're accustomed to seeing him as the untouchable king of hip-hop, always composed and in control. Suddenly, we see him breaking down in public. It's akin to witnessing Superman shed tears. Some speculate this could jeopardize his career, suggesting it indicates a loss of his edge. Yet others believe this vulnerable side might actually make him more relatable to fans, adding depth to his persona.
Jay, okay. That's why it's fuck Rock Nation. Hey. Wow.
I'ma tell everybody about Big L, Sean.
Big L?
I would just rather do it on the stand, Sean. Please sue me. I want to go to court. And I want to talk about Big L on the stand.
Wow. What's your thoughts about Dame Dash?
Dame Dash got fucked over by somebody who was supposed to be his friend.
So this Big L is associated.
Big L is the one that put Jay-Z on.
Wow.
Jay-Z was the last person to see Big L alive.
Wait, so this Big L person is not living on this earth no more?
He's been dead for years. His death made it possible for reasonable doubt to live.
Whoa.
See how good I keep secrets, Sean? And I'm gonna tell you something else, and I'll give you this.
One, we live in a time when people are very conscious of.
It's quite the spectacle, especially since this is just the beginning. You won't believe the chaos that erupted following Jay-Z's emotional breakdown. The buzz is everywhere, and the streets are buzzing. It feels like everyone is glued to seize tearful moments. The moment that video went viral, it ignited a wildfire of reactions. Instagram and Twitter exploded, and even TikTok struggled to keep up with the overwhelming flood of responses. Some viewers were taken aback, questioning the authenticity of it all. Others expressed concern for Jake, suggesting he might need professional help, while a few skeptics dismissed it.
Now we're a little more educated because of the talk shows with Oprah that we went through, and Dr. Phil and stuff like that, even Ricky Lake and all of that. We realized that it wasn't so cool messing with the underage young ladies. I never had an attraction for someone younger. I always looked and had an attraction for older women, so I probably didn't have that problem. But then everybody that I fucked with did. Everybody, all of them. No names mentioned yet. But going to expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage? Y'all forgot about Jay, huh? We only know about Damon Dash messing with Aaliyah and R. Kelly. But that ain't the only one that Jay had when she was underage. Y'all remember Fox Brown and Jay? Ain't no woman like the one I got. No one could love you better. Before that song came out, we used to hear it. I used to tell shit. I was like, ooh, that shit. Him and Mystical, those were two songs that were hot. That it took like a year before it got, well, I'll say to the West Coast. I don't know if they were beating it up on the East Coast. But on the West Coast, it took like a year before those songs came out. And then Nelly's song with the Lake St. Louis Ticks. But I'm just saying all that to say, Foxy was young then as well. And so, all of these guys and the underage young ladies was running rapid in the 90s. And so, that's all I remember. That's all I think about, you know, with the DeBarge and Janet Jackson situation. That's all I think about, and I can remember about Aaliyah. Aaliyah was my wife's favorite artist. She loved the hell out of Aaliyah. It was a tragic how she died. You know, trying to rush back to get to Damon Dash on the plane. You know, and what happened is the Bahamians let her fly out, and their plane was overloaded or full. That's the one thing that I didn't like about when I traveled to our black countries like the Bahamas and Jamaica and all of them. The officials there, we used to have to bribe them $100 to make the rules pass, to let us in with the dogs that we didn't have properly claimed, or you know, the not search our bags or whatever, or to sneak away with a whole bunch of cigars and stuff like that. But in Mexico, one thing about the motherfucking Mexican authorities, that number used to be 5 G's, 5,000 and stuff like that. And I used to laugh. I was like, damn, black folks is easily bribable. They so cheap. They don't understand the value that they be having. But yeah, that's all I got on Aaliyah, really. It's a talent. That's another person that life was taken too soon. That was a talent. Wonder what she would be now. Her, Pop,